Hello and welcome to my short guide on how to acquire Everborn aethersand. The aethersand is an item that you acquire from an ephemeral node that spawns only exactly here at 4 AM Eorzea time in the lochs or locks or whatever however you pronounce them. In order to gather them efficiently, you need a gathering rating of at least 1050. That will mean that the item itself has a 85% chance to be gathered, and a field mastery 2 will indeed make this chance go up to 100%. So in other words, you need 700 GP. So we can start now. We need the Collector's Glove active. I have a higher collectible chance because my gathering rating is way higher than the necessary amount. Now my rotation is the following. With a very good instinctual appraisal hit, this will allow us to use single mind once, which will give us one extra item, which is very valuable. However, getting the collectible itself to a high rarity rating is top priority first. So let us try. Obviously use Discerning Eye for a bigger multiplier. This was a relatively bad hit. Out of the 0.8 to 1.5 I got a 1.1. Let's try again. We can only do this 3 times. This was a terrible hit again. What we want to see is over 210. We didn't get it. However, we do know that we need at least 500 rarity rating to be happy with our gathering. So what we're gonna do here is we do not have the necessary rating to use a single mind once, so we're gonna use Discerning Eye and Methodical Appraisal. The appraisal, this one, has no randomness associated with it. It's always a multiplier of 1 instead of 0.8 to 1.5. Now I do not want to waste another 100 GP on something I'm not very comfortable with, since we can only gather a single item from here. And I didn't get it either. So I didn't get particularly lucky here, but that is fine. Now I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do while you wait for your GP to recharge. The full rotation costs 700 GP after all. You only have to attempt to gather from 2 different nodes at 2 different locations. If you look at the map here, I consider this one location because there's 2 nodes here, and then you have to go to another location like the one in the south over here and attempt to gather another node like this one. You can stop immediately if you see a map like this one here. It's worth mining that one at least before leaving. And as you can see, the ephemeral node has already respawned. So what are we gonna do here while we have low GP? What I personally like to do is the following. I'm just going to attempt to get as many gathering attempts as possible, at least one, and refresh the tree, this ephemeral mature node here, again and again. How do I do that? I start gathering, gather the item, basically. It destroys the node. I go refresh it again by going to 2 different nodes, and I refresh that as often as I can until I get at least +1 gathering attempts, and then afterwards I wait until I can do the full rotation. Obviously you have to pay attention to the time. The node is only available for 4 in-game hours. It starts at 4 AM and goes until 8 AM, and there's only so much time you can waste. The Everborn aethersand obviously spawns here at 4 AM. The Everbright node, that's for the miners, works exactly the same way as the Everborn node. However, it spawns over here in exactly this location here, and it spawns at 8 PM in the evening. And it works the exact same way as the Everborn node does. You would attempt to gather as many as you can, then you have to go to the node here, go to the node there, and the ephemeral node will have refreshed by that point. Again, don't forget to actually use your downtime, like the one right now, to get a really good ephemeral node. If you want to trust in your luck, what you can do is you can use Instinctual Appraisal 3 times without using any GP, and hope for 3 very good hits in a row, because then the gathering rating will actually go to 500, and you could get one item that is good enough to reduce without using any GP whatsoever. Okay, I'm at maximum GP now. I have the best node possible, that is a +2. So let's attempt this one this time. This is a very good hit. So now what we can do is we can use Single Mind once on a Methodical Appraisal, and then a Discerning Eye on a Methodical Appraisal, and we go to over 500 with 100 gathering rating, and we have 4 items that we can collect from this one node. Very good. That was 4 items from a single node. That is obviously the best case scenario. Don't forget to use cordials. These give you 300 GP. You have to use those on cooldown, just like you would use a high cooldown, high damage ability in a fight on cooldown, so you can use it as often as possible during the fight. In this case, you can use it as often as possible during those 4 in-game hours. So I have those 4 items here, and you can right click and reduce them, and this is what I meant by as high as possible gathering rating. The dream obviously is to have all 4 of them 8 out of 8, but 7 out of 8 is still fine. You only need 5 out of 8 in order to have a chance to get aethersand out of this item at all. The higher the number here is, the higher the chance for more aethersand. You can get anywhere between 1 and 4 aethersand from every item. Obviously 0 to 4 out of every item. And it's also random whether it's normal quality or high quality. I got 3 normal quality items, that's good. That's on the better scale. Didn't get one here. It's about a 50-50 chance to get any sand at all. 1 high quality. And another 1 high quality. And you can do this several times a day. You can do it for the Everborn, for the Everbright, and the Dawnlight. The reason I mentioned those 3 in particular is because these are the 3 you need in order to craft the high level gear items. There's also another one, I believe it's called Dusklight. These you need for food. At least I thought so. Yeah, the Dusklight, you needed it for the tier 5 master recipes, not the tier 6 ones. Obviously the Crimson Sitter is the big one. I guess not for this one. So Dusklight is completely useless as of patch 4.2. However, Everbright is still relevant. Everborn is relevant. Everdeep is relevant. And every single item here needs the Louisoix, which needs Dawnlight. So these 4 aethersands are currently in high demand, and I already got a couple Everborn. I demonstrated how I got them. Everbright you can gather at 8 PM. I showed you the location. And if I open a window here, I can actually show you about all the other items. So in this case, what I mean to show is this page here that I use, which also you can set an alarm clock for any hour range you want in-game. And here you can go to ephemeral. These are the aethersand items. And I was talking about the Everborn. That's the one I just mined in Port of Pretoria at 4 AM. The Everbright is the perlite. I also showed you where to get it and when. And the Dawnlight are actually two different nodes. One is for botanist, one is for miner. The botanist one at 4 PM is obviously the location is here, but I can show you on the map where it is. The wind tea leaves for the Dawnlight are exactly here next to the House of the Fierce. They spawn at 4 PM. And the Schorl or Skorl, or however you pronounce it in English, is in the Dawn Throne at 12 PM. Let me show you where that is. The Schorl is exactly, I believe it was somewhere over here. I'm not 100% sure it was either here or here. I think it was down here, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was down here. Well, if you don't find it, the coordinates are also over here, 2915 for the Schorl or Skorl. The Dusklight right now is useless, and I've showed you the rotation. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. Thank you, and see you next time.